Tonight on KSL Outdoors.
Sportsmen honor 2 wounded veterans by taking them on a bull elk hunt on a northern Utah CWMU.
This is the best hunting experience I've ever had.
I'm Adam Eakle, and this is KSL Outdoors.
KSL Outdoors with Adam Eakle is brought to you by your local Ford stores.
Thanks for tuning in to KSL Outdoors. I'm Adam Eakle. Tonight we come to you from the Two Bear CWMU. That's a cooperative wildlife management unit here in northern Utah. We've got a really cool story where the Rolfe family has opened up their lodge, the property that they manage here, and they're taking 2 wounded veterans on a big bull elk hunt.
Just want you to know that this is something that I've wanted to do for a long time, and I'm hoping that we have great success.
The Rolfe family is hosting this hunt on this 33,000 acre piece of land that's loaded with over 1,000 wild elk.
The ranch did put restrictions. We can only shoot a management bull, which is a 5x6 or a 5x5 or something that's got a freaky horn. So we got to be selective when we're shooting. But there's plenty of them out there.
The 2 wounded veterans in camp are David Smith, who is sponsored by Hunts for the Brave, and Russell Bridges, sponsored by Chairbound Sportsman.
It's nice to be out in the wilderness and get a little bit closer to God and enjoy the country out here. All right, send in.
There he is. Okay, there you are. Hunts for the Brave is an organization that was formed out of the desire to give back to veterans, give them an outdoor activity, an outdoor adventure that we find is a huge help to them.
The day that I was injured, 14 of us did get injured that day.
David was just 19 on July 9th, 2009. He'd been deployed to Afghanistan to find IEDs and blow them up.
We were in an ambush, about 250 Taliban ambushed our convoy, and we had a pretty sustained firefight that day. Probably a couple hours into that, an RPG ripped through my gunner's turret. The concussive blast blew up inside of the truck, so all that overpressure rattled my brain around a little bit and knocked me out, and I woke up and was able to drive out of the kill zone and get everyone medevaced out. I've been diagnosed with post-traumatic stress disorder, and I think it has propelled me to really try a lot harder and be motivated to live life to the fullest.
Absolutely, we owe it to them. Nobody forced them to go in and sign their name on the line. Every one of them's gone in and volunteered and raised their hand and taken the oath. They got blown up, shot up, they've lost friends, they've lost legs. It's a disaster. So to come back and have an activity where they can go out and still be part of a brotherhood, it's huge, it's life-changing.
Being able to bond with some of the other guys that are here, it'll be a lot of fun.
Russell was 23 when he was activated and on his way to Iraq with the 148th Field Artillery. Just before deploying, Russell was injured in a training mission, had surgery, complications were made.
That's odd 6.
And those complications put Russell in a wheelchair.
It was pretty hard in the beginning. About the first 8 years were pretty dark years. And then me and my wife got a lot closer and brought me out of it. And now I'm just doing everything I can.
Russell has hunted elk since he was 16, but has never gotten one. He got back into hunting after his accident with the help of a nonprofit Utah organization called Chairbound Sportsman. They organize events to get wounded warriors and others in wheelchairs back into the outdoors by taking them on hunting and fishing trips.
A lot of them are sitting around the house and realizing that the outdoors was nice when they could do it, but they can't do it anymore. And we try to get them out and show them that there's still possibilities. They get a better appreciation for life, and I think they get a little more satisfaction in knowing that they can still do things.
Stick around to see the amazing hunts these two heroes have, and we'll introduce you to the guides and show you the bond these men make on the mountain. But first, tonight's climate quiz question. Utah residents can apply through the draw process to hunt a CWMU for deer, elk, pronghorn, and moose. But our climate quiz question tonight is, there are two CWMUs that allow Utah hunters to hunt their properties for turkeys. Can you name them? Now, once you know the two CWMUs, log on to our KSL Outdoors Facebook page, give us the correct answer. We'll then randomly select and announce a winner on our page the following week. The winner set to walk away with a Climate Static V sleeping pad. And here's our answer to last week's question, which was, some of the water from Saskatchewan drains into a river basin system that flows through the U.S. and into the Gulf of Mexico. Can you name this river drainage basin? The answer is the Missouri River Basin. KSL Outdoors, powered by Ford, will be right back on the hunt.
KSL Outdoors is also brought to you by Sportsman's Warehouse, Fish Tech Outfitters, Utah State Parks, Burt Brothers, Climate, Intermountain Wind and Solar, King's Camo, and Camp Chef.
How often do you run hunts out here?
From September 1st till November 1st. We're here 5 days a week.
Welcome back to the Two Bear CWMU. We're headed out first with wounded veteran David Smith and his guide Kerry and mentor John.
I believe the largest animal he's ever hunted has been a whitetail. So a bull elk will probably be a little bit overwhelming when he first looks through that scope.
Someone needs to hold his bullets.
We might have to hold that one bullet and give it to him until we find a shooter.
It's pretty big. It's like right there. It's like 20 yards away. It's a 5-point, but it's pretty small. Cool. There he goes.
Just the experience of being out, and you know, there's a new friendship that's being born here today that will stick with him for the rest of his life.
That first day,
More come up out of the draw.
they saw and heard plenty of elk, even a few deer.
Wow, that's a nice buck.
3-point too. Too bad we don't have a management tag for a 3-point.
But nothing big enough for David to chamber around. The first day was in the books.
Day 2.
The second morning, and David is getting more help. Kim Rolfe, Kerry's brother and business partner, has joined the team.
There he is right there. Pretty good bull.
That's so cool.
It was just one of those magical mornings. Everything just clicked for us.
We're on top of the hill. We're actually looking at 2 bull elks on the opposite direction. And we started hearing these ones bugle. We decided to go down and stalk them. Oh, there it is.
Tree slowly. Put a chill in the chamber. Don't shoot nothing unless I tell you.
We found them, and he kept getting louder and louder the closer we got. I didn't have the best shot on the first go around. We were sitting there waiting for him to move. First elk, he's down. Just laying there. Awesome, thank you.
He was so stoked. It was just fun to be there and be part of it.
Wow, that's a good bull too.
It is too, 5x6.
There you go, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Awesome. It's the least we could do for these heroes.
700-800 pounds of fury right here. This is the best hunting experience I've ever had.
Next up, it's Russell's turn, but first back to the guys at Fish Tech for tonight's fishing report.
Hi, I'm Dan Smith from Fish Tech Outfitters. This fall, you want to change of pace? Try perch fishing. That's a lot of fun, especially if you have kids. Here's a couple of deals I like to use for perch fishing. I'll get me some assorted colors in 1/16 ounce jig heads. Get me assorted 2-inch grubs. I'll tie them on. A lot of times I'll use 2, and I'll show you that a little bit later. I'll throw it out, let it hit the bottom, and reel it slow. The perch are always on the bottom. Now, if you find the perch, you can come over, vertical jig them. You can use jigging spoons. I like these vertical jigging spoons with the little chains because they can suck it in and they don't have to move the lead. Also, you can just use one with a treble hook. And this is how I use a tandem rig when I'm perch fishing. I tie on a dropper, then I tie on a jig head on the backside. I put a 2-inch grub on it, throw it out, let it hit the bottom, and reel it real slow. If you have any questions on how to catch a certain species of fish or how to rig a lure, come on down to Fish Tech and we'll help you out. Now for tonight's fishing line.
We are going to a little place called Valcotter. See what we can turn up.
Welcome back to KSL Outdoors.
I'm hoping to find a nice big mature 5x6. That'd be ideal. So
It'll be perfect for my first out.
yeah. So we've seen a lot early in the year.
It'll be my two buddies, Jason and Dan, guiding Russ on his hunt. With Russ's disability, we know it's going to be tough getting him close enough for a shot.
He's walking that way. He's got a 5-point.
Russell has a permit to shoot from the truck, but you can tell he'd rather not. And the guys are going to make sure he gets the full experience.
368 to the ones closest to us.
This herd of spikes and cows is right below us, but the big bull is hung up in the trees, despite every trick we had. The bull just won't come out. This is how Russell's hunt went for a day and a half. Sometimes the bull was not a management bull, or we couldn't close the distance. Other times,
I think we shoot him. I think he's a shooter.
cows would bust us and ruin the stock.
Those cows over there, they killed us. Darn it.
But nothing discouraged Russ or his guides in giving it everything they have. On the second evening of the hunt,
well, we knew this is a typical place where elk like to hang out. We call it Moose Pond, and we rolled off to the north here, and there was nothing. So we made one last ditch play to try and get over here, and we stopped back here in the trees a few hundred yards and seen some elk out there.
If you can find him, he's got his butt toward us. Let me get over the top of you. Hold on.
Okay, he's now broadside. He's
How high do I need to hold on him?
just top of his back, right at the top of his back, on the shoulder. He's just to the right of the one sparring. Yep, got his head down. Perfect. Nice shot, nice shot, nice shot. He's a good hit, good hit, good hit, good hit. Do we want to give him a minute?
is that him moving to the right?
He just fell.
Did he fall?
Yep.
That was awesome. First one down.
Was you shaking a little bit?
Not bad when I was shooting afterwards.
I am totally impressed. Totally impressed. I cannot believe him. This is just the awesomest hunt I've been a part of. So.
Oh! Yeah, baby!
Great friendships, great hunting experience. It's been awesome. Thank all you guys.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to thank him for letting me be a part of it, and thank him for the service and sacrifice he's made for all of us in our country.
Pretty inspirational, Russ. You're running down the hill in your wheelchair. About tips over, but no stopping him. He just kept going.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Pretty impressive.
Determination.
Yeah, determination, that's for sure. That's very cool. Well, nice bull, great end to a couple of great hunts.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. Hey, more here coming up on KSL in a moment, but first, down a different trail and tonight's Utah Field Guide.
Yeah, this is the CWMU footprint, if you will.
In 2017, Utah had 131 CWMUs, or Cooperative Wildlife Management Units, enrolled in the DWR's CWMU program. According to the DWR, the program has opened up more than 2 million acres of private land to the public through the public draw process.
So we're really proud of that. We feel like it's been a joint coordination. It's taken a lot of years to perfect, but we feel like, last year, for instance, we gave about 500 public hunts for antlered animals here in the state of Utah. That's a big number.
Kenneth says if it wasn't for the CWMU program, not only would the average hunter not be able to hunt these private lands, but the animals could possibly lose habitat as well.
Instead of wildlife habitat, it could be ranchettes or something else. And I think wildlife would greatly lose out if 2 million acres of really prime, some of the very best habitat in the state of Utah, was squandered.
Here on the Two Bear CWMU, the Rolfe family has the public hunters hunt at the same time as the paying client. It's important for the future of the CWMU program that the public is treated fairly.
We know that it's a privilege to have these hunts, and that all of that could go away if the public hunter doesn't perceive that as a positive experience.
Snow is definitely getting deep, and the peaks here in the high Uintas won't be too long before this lower country gets hit as well. Hey, let's find out that recreation forecast now by turning it over to the guys and gals back in the weather department. There he is. Powerful little fish. Oh, beautiful rainbow. Hey, welcome back to KSL Outdoors, back here on Two Bear. I'm Adam Eakle. Don't forget, if you're looking for some ideas to get your family into the outdoors, check our outdoors calendar page right there on our outdoors website at ksltv.com. How many years you been waiting to do this?
About
20 years.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool. Congratulations. Nice bull, great shot, right at dusk. Couldn't be any better.
Couldn't have waited any longer on him, I don't think.
No, that was about it.
It was dark.
It was. That's for sure. Hey, don't forget when you come out with your buddies and you bag your first bull after 20 years of waiting, take lots of snapshots, submit them to our snapshot contest. You might win our big prize from Camp Chef. Now, the best of the week, our snapshot of the week.
We start with one determined young 13-year-old. Dylan Schmidt was unsuccessful in the archery and muzzleloader hunts, but on the rifle hunt, armed with his grandpa's Larry's gun, Dylan shot his first buck. Grandpa Larry was delighted that the rifle he purchased for $109 some 40 years ago could still be used today. Brock Taylor saved enough money this year to purchase his own elk tag. 2 weeks before the hunt, his grandfather gave him his rifle he'd been carrying around for decades. Brock not only took his first bull elk with the gun, but he had Grandpa along for the hunt. It took Morris Burgach 20 years to draw his limited entry elk tag. One shot from his muzzleloader was all it took to down this great 6x6. Morris says the best part of the hunt was having his two boys and a couple of dear friends to share the hunt with and make some memories. Jennifer Scott tagged out with no doubt one of the biggest bucks to come off the Book Cliffs this year. Many hunters have chased this deer for years, nicknaming him the Salt Shack Buck. Jennifer and her husband were hunting and knew the buck was on the mountain, but had no idea how famous the buck is. And finally, our winner tonight only had 2 days to hunt, but made the most of it. 14-year-old Wyatt was disappointed after not seeing any elk on the opening day. His dad had started a new job, and that left them only one more day to hunt. Wyatt shot his bull no more than 60 yards from where he shot a cow elk last year, and not far from where his dad shot his first buck at the same age. A cool story and some great pictures, Wyatt, as you now haul away our cool prize for having our Snapshot of the Week. Remember to submit your pictures or video plus an explanation of your latest outdoor adventures online at ksltv.com. The winner each week wins the new Striker multi-fuel backpacking stove that can be fueled by propane or butane. Plus, the winner is also entered into our Ford Trucks quarterly Facebook giveaway for a Camp Chef pellet grill.
You know, I absolutely love my Camp Chef pellet grill. I use it twice a week, and if you've always wanted one, now is the time to get one. This holiday season, Camp Chef is offering $100 off their DLX model. So get down to Sportsman's Warehouse and get yours today. Ton of fun. I mean, I know you've done something like this before, but it's got to tug at your heartstrings a little bit.
Not quite like this, so we're grateful that they're here, and most importantly, we're grateful for their service.
Yeah.
I hope they had a great time. I think both of them did, so
Yeah.
grateful for that.
What a great camaraderie. I mean, this is, I always say this at the end of every show, you know, make memories. I'll never forget this. This is a memory I'll take to the grave.
Me too.
Yeah.
So thank you. Thanks for being here also.
Thanks, Harry.
Appreciate it.
Great family. Thanks, guys. One for the bets. Nice job, guys. Nice job, Dave.
Thanks a lot. Yep.
Hey, I'm Adam Eakle, KSL Outdoors. Reminding you to get with your family, your friends, make some memories like this outdoors. We'll see you next weekend. Good night.